Hi guys, thanks for watching. Right, Scorpio time. Let's do 3-card tarot for the sign of Scorpio. Sorry this is late. Very slow internet connection, and I have to wait for one thing to upload before I can do the next one because my phone hasn't got much memory in it. But hey, there we go. Isn't that just life? Okay, shuffling now. I'm in Tarot in Wonderland here yet again because I just love this deck, and we're going to do 3 cards, please, for the sign of Scorpio. I'm doing this reading mid-July 2019, so 3 cards for Scorpio, please. And the first one we have is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, in this deck, the Sheep Shopkeeper, you've earned whatever you've earned. Who knows? It's fluid energy. It's different for different people. But you know, Scorpio, you know what you've learned. And you perhaps know what you've earned. But I feel, actually, that you've earned a little bit more than you realise. And you can actually go forward and take what you want now. No one's going to hand it to you on a plate. Even though you've earned it, even though it's yours, no one's going to hand it to you on a plate. Okay, in this story about this card, in the Alice in Wonderland story that goes with this card, the sheep shopkeeper tells Alice she can have what she wants, and Alice chooses an egg, which is very wise because that's kind of, it's a symbol of, I don't know, things growing, things improving, new life, new direction. So Alice chooses the egg, but the sheep shopkeeper says, no, you'll have to take it yourself. I can't hand it to you. That would never do. And we never find out why that would never do. But it wouldn't, guys. Okay, so there's something there waiting. It's just there for the taking, Scorpio, as far as I can see. And it is going to be different for everyone, of course. But there is loads of fertility around this card. There's the egg that's part of the story. We've got the rabbit there. We've actually got a miniature Alice there. Something very cosmic and spiritual about that. And just magic everywhere because it's a Pentacles card. It's all the elements under the guidance of spirit. So lots of support there. And when we get all the elements like that, if you've pleased all the elements, which I guess you have if you've got the Queen of Pentacles, it's there for the taking. So I'm going now into Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell, and having a shuffle here and saying, tell us more please about the Queen of Pentacles in this reading for the sign of Scorpio, which I'm doing mid-July 2019. And what is the top card here? Here we go. It's the Council of Light. Divine orchestration. Help us in the subtle realms. Now, is that not cosmic, friends? I'm looking at the chakra energy of this. Okay, it's only showing 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only really showing 5 or 6 chakras if you consider the Earth Star one of them as well. But it's like the first 6 chakras of the 12 chakra system. The Stargate thing is going on up here, most certainly. But I don't feel this character... well, let me put that another way. I feel this character is showing us that actually the journey isn't complete, and there is more work to do and more understanding to come. And where does that understanding come from, Scorpio? Different people, yeah? Lots of different people, because this is the Council of Light, and this means many people agreeing on one particular thing, really. Or maybe several things, but there's one salient point in all this, Scorpio. I reckon you guys know what it is. I really do. So, yeah, you can go ahead and take it, but the Council of Light is saying involve other people in the decision. Okay, that's important. Bit like the 9 of Pentacles, which I won't go on about because it hasn't come up, but it's just a little bit like that. Think about other people. What do other people mean? And be aware, right, that help us in the subtle realms, divine orchestration, as it says there, means that you're not on your own with whatever it is, okay? And there is actually a very deep spiritual cosmic journey that goes on in the story before Alice reaches the point. She goes on a journey with a sheep shopkeeper before she reaches the point where she can actually take whatever she likes. And the sheep shopkeeper is a very mystical character, a talking sheep. And the whole thing is about divine guidance. It really is. But, I'm really drawn to say, think of the other people in your life as well, Scorpio. Okay, super important other people. I don't think any of us could really function without them. Okay, so let's please now have the middle card in this reading for the sign of Scorpio in mid-July 2019. Another card for the heart of the matter, really, we're asking now, for the sign of Scorpio. And what have we got? 2 at once, okay. First one out there is the 5 of Pentacles, okay. Also, the Hanged Man came out, yeah, and he's number 12 in the major arcana, so he's very close to your heart and what's actually going on at the moment. Very close to the heart of the matter, but this would appear to be the heart of the matter. Now, we're seeing poverty here, and we are seeing material lack, basically not having enough to get by even, quite possibly. But this is drawing on us to be resourceful when this one comes up, Scorpio, because when it comes up, it's not a hopeless thing. It may be a thing that feels hopeless, but it is actually never hopeless, and we can learn a lot through material lack. I know I have. For example, I've always been interested in kind of environmental things, and I was interested in recycling at a time when most people thought, recycling, what a rubbish idea. They're just kind of hippies with long hair. And I haven't got long hair now, obviously, but I did then. And people just thought, it's a hippie thing, it'll die out. No one's really interested in recycling. The environment doesn't matter. I'm going back to the 1980s when awareness was beginning to grow. And there was a great lack of any kind of effort to do anything about it from most people. But as I followed that path, I've just basically got a bit better at it, and I couldn't really tell other people what to do. But as I live my life, I've kind of cleared things out a bit. I don't tend to buy things that come in plastic packaging. I always think, what is the packaging actually going to do to the planet? What's going to happen to the environment? So I learned a lot that way, and it really came through material lack, through having to make the most of everything. If I've got something that I can't really recycle, I'll try and make something out of it to sell. And it was material lack that drew that out of me. I didn't enjoy the material lack, but as I look back, I'm almost grateful for that time in my life. Not completely grateful, I have to admit. And the second card that jumped out, these are both for the middle card, okay? But this is kind of a significator for the whole thing as well, because it jumped out second. Number 12, the Hanged Man. Very magical number 12, and it shows that we've moved through to a point of completion, and we're setting off on yet another leg of the journey. And that's great, because the other side of this card, right, is that Queen Alice, it says on the door, you can barely see it, but it says Queen Alice on the door, and it is Alice's rightful place to be in there, but she's being ushered away because things aren't right yet. But her rightful place is to be actually in there and be the one who's giving out all the goodies and really helping people, helping her friends. The Hanged Man just says, it's not happening just yet. Maybe it just feels like it's not happening at all at the moment, Scorpio. It really can feel like that. But the Hanged Man's not going to stay there forever. He's quite cheerful, see? He's got his, I don't know, he's drinking a cup of tea upside down, but that's tarot in Wonderland for you. And that is mystical cosmic energy and that kind of thing for you as well. All very kind of closely tied up with the spiritual realms, shall we say. So there's a lot of support and guidance coming in from there. And if you're going through a time of material lack, Scorpio, which goodness knows a lot of people are at the moment, then take heart, because it is actually leading you to a better understanding and will bring you out in a better place. In fact, when we look at all the troubles in the world and all the things that we can't really do anything about, that like governments and politicians are just doing by themselves and we can't do anything about it, we actually learn to kind of duck and dive and somehow survive in this world. And when things actually improve, and I'm sure they will one of these fine days, we will still have all these amazing skills that we've learned. So tell us more, please, about the Five of Pentacles and the Hanged Man in this spread for the sign of Scorpio in July 2019, or whenever you're watching it, because now is the time to watch it, friends, when you're ready. Okay, I do these for you. It's about you. And I get something out of it as well. Of course I do. Right, share your love. Come out of the cave. Persecution, expression. Now, there's two things that don't sit well together, but very often go together. Persecution and expression. If you really express what you mean, there's always a chance people will shoot you down in flames for it. Persecution is a very kind of big word for it, but it's a true thing. It's the way things very often go. Now, in terms of the Five of Pentacles, this would be a big part of why Alice can't actually get in there. She's certainly going to feel persecuted by it. And if you're being persecuted, that might be very well the reason why the Hanged Man is here and why things aren't moving forward at the moment, okay? But share your voice, okay? And come out of the cave. That's the other things this card says. And you should. You really should, okay? Because people, basically those who have got the attitude of persecution towards other people, they're not strong characters in themselves, because they do that to make themselves seem stronger. They're just not strong characters in themselves. So if you share your voice, if you come out of the cave, don't hide away from it, okay, things will improve. If you can't come out of the cave yet, don't let it become a worry. That's all I'm saying, because it goes in cycles. There will be a chance for you to come out of the cave and for you to make those things real, Scorpio. So then, let's ask please for the last card in this spread for the sign of Scorpio, and the cards are kind of going all over the place, so there's some active energy going on here. Final tarot card, and we'll do another oracle card as well, but the final tarot card, please, in this spread for the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio, gosh, I'll remember one day, I really will. Right. What have we got? The Hierophant, the Hierophant. Never sure how to pronounce that, because different folks pronounce it different ways. But basically, this is a very priestly character in the traditional Rider-Waite images. We've got the grinning Cheshire Cat fulfilling that role here. And Alice is standing and looking up at the grinning Cheshire Cat. And now we get a strong understanding of what fantasy is all about and the part that fantasy plays in our own life. Because what to us is spiritual truth, friends? Because if you're watching this, I guess you believe in it from my side. But what most people say is kind of spiritual nonsense. Most people who don't believe in any of it, you know. There's a big playoff between that. And it's actually, there is something deeply, deeply practical. And this is why I'm so fond of the Wonderland Tarot. It's my main reason for liking it. There is something very definitely worth going through in terms of having these cosmic out there experiences of going into meditation and seeing amazing things. Because what's going to happen here is Alice, although she's gone, I think she's hallucinating actually. I think the eat me and drink me things in the Wonderland story were some kind of drugs, because it was written in Victorian times when things like that had a very different image. And so she's in that state, and she's finding out all kinds of cosmic things, but she's going to get some advice from the grinning Cheshire Cat. And the grinning Cheshire Cat always knows a lot more than it lets on. I grew up in a town called Sunderland, and I think this is actually meant to be Alice in Sunderland, and he called it Wonderland for whatever reason. But there is a stuffed lion in the museum in Sunderland, which is the lion that Lewis Carroll looked at and went home and invented the grinning Cheshire Cat character. So as wacky as it is, it goes back to an actual real lion. I have seen that actual real lion. I would much rather it hadn't been stuffed, but there you go, it had been stuffed. Nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. Except, you know, what we can all do about kind of animal rights and anything like that, anything good that we want to do in this world, it's just blocked all the time. It's just keep going and get some advice from the divine, Scorpio. Okay, it's number 5. It's kind of halfway to completion here. Things could be pretty good. They really could. It's just, you know, get some advice somewhere and let it be divine advice. Go into a meditation, take a walk, anything really. But, you know, open up to the divine side of things, because it is a very real part of life. And the more we follow it, the further it takes us. So I've shuffled away and said, give us, please, tell us, please, some more about number 5, the Hierophant, in this reading for the sign of Scorpio in July 2019. We've got Inner Temple, Devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. And we've got a wonderful journey down this corridor going on here. This to me is a metaphor for the spiritual journey where we actually go in our dreams. So it's really telling us, you know, what the grinning Cheshire Cat has to tell us, what the priestly influences, if you like, have to tell us about this life, are a real thing that's taken us into a reality which isn't part of the everyday material world, but is actually part of our world. Okay, I don't know if you guys are spiritualists, I am, and I've become convinced, actually, that our spirit guides live in this world with us, you know. There are spirit guides who've come through and said that many times. But there we are. I've gone off the point a little bit. That's just kind of my personal take on it. Whatever your personal take is, whatever your personal take on this is, Scorpio, that is the most important thing. Okay, guys, I'm going to upload this one. I'll be back soon with some more. Thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with me. Have a great week. Peace.